So today is the 2nd of December. Hello, this is yours truly, Clarissa talaga, and today is the 2nd of December, the last month of 2020. So most of us will consider ourselves as the finishers. So we count our blessings, even though the predicament that we're sharing with each other, our shared reality can drag us down. So today, ang headline natin ngayon is that, after 265 days working non-stop, a doctor from Texas, USA, pleads with public to help halt coronavirus or COVID-19. So this is a public appeal by a medical doctor. This is happening in Texas. This news comes from CNN International. As well, another news hugging the headline is that CHR hits military over pictures of dead Javelin Kolyamat. This is the headline from mb.com.ph. So yesterday there was a hearing, and as much as I could, I tried to tune in, and it's really a very complex issue, the red tagging, and so all sectors, all viewpoints were represented in that hearing by Senator Panfilo Lacson. So today is, I am in the process of writing this letter for the IATF, the Interagency Task Force against COVID-19. So if I can just read it, 2nd of December 2020, General Carlito Galvez, National Head Coordinator, IATF against COVID-19. Dear Sir, respectfully and expressly tendering my specific compliance to the guidance of the IATF with regards to the coming Christmas parties, which we Filipinos would call as family reunions, or a time to gather with friends and peers. The advisory which I have heard had come from our President Rodrigo Duterte himself, as well as those with regular briefing of Laging Handa, where IATF is being given a chance to air important announcements. For me personally, such exposure could render me a super spreader if I don't actually become a COVID-19 patient, which in both cases would be a legitimate reason to be turned away or excluded from important meetings come January 2021. This is the ender, month ender for 2020. I didn't mention a while that this is the shop owned by the sisters. This is by JM, Jacqueline, and Joanna May. So I am asking for a space at this time because the house is not conducive to a more serious communication because of the kids, and because we're also going through the general cleaning in preparation for the Christmas. And so I would go back to the letter. I am mindful of how the advisory had been rectified by the DOH regarding the Christmas party, which had previously been sent through SMS by NTC about holding it in open air venues. It's been said also that electric fans could help. It has been rectified because at this time, holding family Christmas party is still highly discouraged. As I will be copy furnishing our LGU of this letter, I specifically bring to light the original plan for our family, the Talaga side of the family, composed of former mayor of Lucena City, Mayor Ramon Y. Talaga Jr., and we call him Tito Otoy, and other siblings of my late father, Claro, the former board member of the 1st District of Quezon, Claro Y. Talaga Sr., and the rest of cousins and in-laws, as well as the Mendiola side of the family. So, as my name is Clarissa Mendiola Talaga, Garcia being the name of my estranged husband. I got married at 19, and we have not dissolved that marriage. So technically, I'm still bound by the legality of that marriage, especially that he's still also alive and well, living in Cuyapon, Nueva Ecija. So the family reunions that I am talking about, that I am referring to at this time, comes from the Talaga side of the family and the Mendiola side of the family. So however much we look forward to bonding, to those for the year long, for a relief, diba, from the being isolated, from holding virtual communication, not seeing each other, we might be tempted, to be more physically affectionate to each other, because we have refrained from this throughout the year, and for some of us because we were going through some tampo, some inner conflicts within our family. So although it has been happening for so long that we would like to patch things up, it's about time. Still, the timing is really off, and so however much we look forward to bonding, especially with new addition to the family, new marriages, or relationship that they might want to bring to the party, to the reunion, it might turn out to be a disaster. The original plan was to hold it in the farm of my brother, board member Claro Jerry Talaga Jr. of the 1st District of Quezon. He is currently serving. He has been elected in 2016 as a board member of the 1st District. So his farm is in Barangay Nagsinamo, Lucban, Quezon. So Bukal Jerry has a farm that used to belong to other members of our family, which I thought I was part of. I thought that I was part of the owners, because we used to go there. My father would take us, so I really thought that I would be I would be, one of the owners. But as it turned out, the title was in his name. So I have to respect the way that it's his. The title says so. The farm belongs to my brothers, or to him and Monina. Monina is his wife. So, in as much as these needs to be discussed to bring back the harmony and peace that were somewhat became strained. The relationship became strained because of things like this, rearing its ugly head, as we call it, diba? The pandemic happened. So the getting together and sorting it out had to be, postponed indefinitely. So, an intense discussion, which can include emotional confrontation at the period wherein physical distancing is being implemented, it is better to await a more opportune time. If I may state a matter of past history, conflicts stemming from political differences as well as financial and business disagreements can make us reckless. Sometimes unbridled emotion can come whenever we talk about money, business, decisions, inheritance, especially politics. So it can prove to be counterproductive in light of COVID-19 that can still pose as major health hazard, a risk Just like in Mexico, Europe, in Europe, in US experiencing second to third wave of infections. Diba? We're all aware of how COVID-19 is still very much a real quote and unquote existential threat to all. So in connection to this, may I bring to your attention the additional constraints I have with regards to gathering of large crowd, which could be composed of family and relatives, friends and neighbors. Enclosed is the list of references that I will be submitting in advance to the consulate of the U.S. Embassy Manila. This distinct and separate is the list of family members and relatives who are US based, as well as those living here in the Philippines who had been the source of much discrepancy and much confusion in my identification. So undeniable is the differences of opinions and estimation. Hence, the whole of 2018 to 2020 had to be dedicated to processing and consulting and asking for commitments from other individuals and offices who can provide me with a kind of reference reflecting from the documents that I've been issued to my name and person, as I sought to fill up the list of credible and helpful references that can provide a more objective account of my ID, my character, and my financial history, as well as relationships status. So dito pa lang, this will give a clue as to the sources of conflicts. So it's relational, civil status, financial, and business, as well as how I practice my profession. So I had to, source out a different and distinct list of references. This has unavoidably hurt some feelings, and this is what I'm safeguarding against. So I want to be able to apologize and make up for the hard decisions that I had been doing since 2018, and it will not be easy at this time. So the list will be discussed hopefully when I set a new appointment. Hence my exposure to the infection or any other distractions that can affect how I will be appealing my case, for instance, at the Philippine Bureau of Immigration as well as U.S. Immigration. It will truly be a missed opportunity, wasted lahat ng effort. If all the groundwork I had done through my company, Talaga Information and Business Consultancy or TIBC, in the different departments such as DOTR, the Office of Secretary Artugade, and DILG, Office of Secretary Eduardo Año, and in the business investment community, my first responsibility is towards my own health and that of my family, as well as those who will trust me to fulfill my part to any agreement, MOU, or contracts I will be signing come January 2021. And I am doing my best to do so, not by exposing them to the risk that I will be exposed if I do not exert effort to protect myself and that of my family from exposure. So, very truly yours, Clariza M. Talaga, also known as Clariza Garcia. That's my married name. I'm also a music artist. So, in my industry, I have developed quite some loyal followings, in the music industry, in the novels, because I had written romance novels. And this time, with the technical write-ups and researches that I have done, I am more confident of being able to present this, even if it will be a virtual venue. Still, I must do all I can so that the exchanges, the question and answer can be productive, and I hope to step up to the plate, because it's also something that I haven't tried before, although I'm confident, that the past experiences from the minutest detail of how I had sorted out the problems, big and small, I am confident that I can be one of the key players that this government have. A team. I can play a part in a team. I am no lone ranger. I had, done that, been there, and it's a lonely and it's a self-defeating activity, to be a lone ranger at this time. So I want to be part of a team. And so for now, December, it's the 2nd of December. And so my first priority is my health and that of my family, and to remain, productive in the way that will be, I can still encourage other, even the kababayan or those who have tuned in to my social media accounts, to keep up the spirit. It's Christmas. It's hard to compare this Christmas from past Christmases, but this too shall come to pass. So this is yours truly, Clarissa talaga. Salamat po.